Morning, folks. Thanks for tuning in today. Hope y'all doing okay. Another cruise of smooth here. Before I jump in, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. If you don't mind, hit the notification bell if you want to know when new stuff, dear. Stay over there. Thank you. If you want to know when new content gets put up. And as always, if there's anything you want to know my opinion on, leave it in the comment section below. And if you want to know if you've got a question or want my opinion on something, even if it's something I'm unfamiliar with, I don't mind doing a little bit of Google research to get it done. So, jumping into what's on my mind today. Yesterday, I went out with my oldest daughter. She kind of needed some her and dad time. And had a great time. We went out, kind of cruised around a little bit, went to... Our initial thought when we were talking about it, because it was something that kind of come up the other day after I got off work, and I'm like, or while I was at work, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I can take a day and spend it with you. That's what I did. And our initial thought was, we'll go see a movie, go grab something to eat, be good. Well, there's 3 movie theaters in one of the towns that we go to, living out in the middle of nowhere. 2 of them have fairly decent websites, and at those, it was either rated R horror action movies, stuff she wasn't interested in, or stuff she had seen. And one of them is a vintage movie theater. It was built in 1940-something? 42, I think, is when it was completed. Old movie theater. And it's right on the square downtown in one of the towns that we go to. And you would... they've been running a summer movie series for a while. Kids and family movies for relatively low admission with a decent start time in the afternoon. And so I thought, well, let's go by there, because I knew that they were running the series. I just didn't know what was, when it was available. And sure enough, we went out on a Wednesday, and it runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So my luck. Well, where can I see traffic at 4 in the morning out here? Well, anyway, we drove there, nothing showing. Drove by the other movie theaters, nothing showing that she either could see, wanted to see, or wanted to see again. And I noticed something at the movie theater. Half the poster, I don't know what they're, marquee boxes, poster boxes, whatever, out in front of the theater were empty. And then we're like, well, this is empty. Let's drive on up the road and see if anything catches our eye to go get into and go look at. Okay, we did that. Ended up at the local mall. And had a little bit of fun there. There was a arcade she wanted to go in. Well, anyway, one of the things I noticed there was how many stores were empty after the pandemic, and how many of the stores that were there back in November of 2019 had gone out of business. Now, this might come as a shock to some of you. I'm not a big mall shopper. I know, right? Only times I would really go to the mall, they've got a health and nutrition store there, GNC. I'd go there for that because that's just where the one is over there. And then back in the day, before Sears went the way of the dinosaur, I'd go to the Sears. But other than that, I'd find other stores. Mall just didn't have much for me. The big reason why I'd go to the mall, they had, I took it down back when the pandemic started, a nice enough indoor play place for kids, some place for the kids to run around, padded floor, all that fun stuff. Just something to do when they're out of school. That's closed. But there were just a boatload of vacant spaces in this mall. And then the stores that were open had no people there. Now, there were some new stores that, there was one store, it was a shoe store. That used to be in the GameStop Game Crazy store. GameStop. But, so, one store had gone and another one had come in. But I'm going to try to count them off real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd guess between 7 to 10 stores had gone out of business and nothing had come back in. And all the people that they would employ, all the economic activity that they would produce, gone. And the other thing that I noticed is the mall was very empty. Now, we were there a little earlier in the day, but it's, summer break, so, kind of can do what you want. The kids can come to the mall whenever they want. A lot of parents are still laid off or working from home or have an alternative schedule, but it was just empty. Now, there were a handful of stores. Oh, also all but one place in the food court had been wiped out. The way the food court was set up, you had enough, I think there was 5 or 6 restaurants in the food, maybe 7 restaurants in the food court. Then they were down to 1. So, and also the movie industry was at a standstill for a good chunk of last year. So, no new movies to show at the theaters. As a matter of fact, a while back, this was, I think around June or July of 2020, my wife and I wanted to go on a date, go to a movie. And we ended up watching a movie that neither one of us had ever seen that came out in 2009. So, had a good time, but I'm just wondering on the economic impact side of it, how long down the line the repercussions of all the lockdowns and whatnot are going to be felt. I bet it's going to last for quite a while. It was just so disheartening because I used to go to the mall every so often and hang out with friends. You know, we'd go there and hit up the game stores or what have you, because, you know, I was a kid with a video game console, and what else do? You go in there and trade the stuff you don't want in the beat and get new stuff that you want to beat. But it was just so sad to see that place in the shape that it was in. And on top of that, one of the anchor stores a while back, when Sears was there, they had gone out and they hadn't come back. They hadn't brought anything back into that slot. So I don't know anything about the economics for the mall itself, as far as, you know, how much stores pay in rent or lease. And I don't know how much money an anchor store brings compared to, you know, one of the smaller stores, but they haven't been able to fill that slot. So, anyway, that's what I got, folks. Y'all take care. Thanks for tuning in.